of course, when you get the exemption, you're like, oh my gosh, this was much easier than I thought it would be, because you're always kind of afraid if there's going to be something that maybe changes at the government ends, and but you were always ahead of the game, and I really appreciated how you handled it.
I want to introduce to you Klaus Heidegger, who is a client of mine, and I'm going to let him introduce himself to you. Klaus, tell us who you are, what your company is, and anything about your life. I know that you were some kind of a sports champion in Europe, I think. So tell us about all that.
Okay, my name is Klaus Heidegger. I'm going to be 62 years old. I don't know if that's important, but I have a lot of experience.
Everything is important.
Right. So yes, I developed a company called Kiehl's at one time in the 1980s that we sold then in 2000. It was a cosmetic company, and then I got into a shoe company in Switzerland that I bought, and then I was flying all the time. I mean, I learned how to fly in 1986, and loved the flying. So for me, it was kind of always a dream to kind of maybe have my own aircraft at one day, and also maybe have a connection with the aviation families to have maybe like I created an NHM Aviation to take my hobby, and then also not only take my hobby but make it also a profession. So we started.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we started in about 6 years ago to create NHM Aviation. And why I created that was that I had an aircraft, flew first an Aerostar 700. I got then in a King Air 200B, and then now I'm flying a Falcon 50. And I fly it myself with the co-pilot, or we both are in the company as well. And we decided to buy aircrafts and sell them. One, because I thought it connected us more to the business. We do understand the aviation business more. And then also it is for us, for the company, that we can do business and fly the aircraft. And then also me personally enjoy it, being the pilot of the aircraft. So the problem that we had then was, obviously I had my own accounting in the company, but we realized after a while that if we do that business, we need some professional to help us to navigate through all the tax situations in California, especially. And so we decided at the time that I have a friend of mine who called me and said, "Hey, this is a company here, Aero Marine. They specialize in aircrafts, and they can help you with this." And so that's how I got involved and called you. And from there on, it was literally a piece of cake. I can't remember how easy it was for us just to give you all the information, and you took care of it in a very professional manner.
So thank you for the answer. When you first called in, how did that process go of deciding, when you talked to me, how you decided to use us versus doing it on your own? How did that go, our sales process for you?
The sales process was very easy. That's why I thought it was just that you explained the situation in a very understandable matter, because taxes can be very confusing, and even for anyone that is doing business and dealing with it every day, you explained to us, or to me and my partner, that this is how it will be taken care of, what we have to do. So it's very simple instructions, and that was, I thought, was what my deciding factor was to go with you, and bring it down to layman's terms, basically to say, hey, this is what we can do here. That's what you have to do, and we just followed your instruction, and it was fairly easy to do.
Great. So in our normal sales process, after you talk to me or anybody in my sales department and you decide to hire us, you're then turned over to Julie in my office, who takes you through the process of making sure that you understand everything and that we get the what your plans are relative to where you're going to take delivery and who's going to be with you, and in your case, what kind of business traveling you're going to do because you use the interstate commerce exemption. Tell me how, once I changed you over to your contact was Julie in my office, tell me how that part went for you.
That part went very easy because, first of all, Julie was, very direct. She told us exactly what to do. I had also my accountant that I have on my staff to work with me on it, and so we just connected, and we first followed her instructions. And like I said, it was very easy to go through the process.
Good. So once you got into the actual test period and were assigned a consultant in our staff, how did that process go for you?
Like I said, it was always with no hiccups. It was literally, like we had questions, they gave us the answers, and we just followed the instruction there, and it was very easy at every sale that we had. I mean, I can't even remember having any problems. And then, of course, when you get the exemption, you were like, oh my gosh, this was much easier than I thought it would be, because you're always kind of afraid if there's going to be something that maybe changes at the government ends, but you were always ahead of the game, and I really appreciated how you handled every single situation that we had.
Excellent. What surprised you the most or made you the happiest about our service when you received your exemption?
It was literally, for us on our end, it wasn't really that much work. I mean, we just gave you all the information, and you just let us know what we have to do. So that was amazing to me because we gave it in your hands, and basically after I don't remember what time it was, but we got the exemption. We're like, wow, I was always a very happy moment because obviously, like I said before, you're always in a little bit of fear, that maybe could go something wrong, and you never know, but no, we were so happy, and everything went really smooth.
Awesome. What would you say to anyone else in the aviation market who's thinking about an aircraft? What would you say about Aero and Marine Tax Professionals to them?
The Aero Marine Tax Professionals are really professionals, I would say, because they know their business, they specialize in this, and I've seen that. I mean, it's literally, like I said, it's a very easy on our end, and it was a very easy move to go with you because, like I said, it was like, there was no hiccups, there was just smooth transition. We just did what you told us to do, and the end result was, that on all 4 or 5 aircraft that we sold, we had no problems.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you for taking your time.
No problem at all. I really appreciate it, and I thank you for all your service and the great work you did, and your team. Thank you so much.